Have you ever paused to wonder why some women exude an almost magnetic presence? Why they seem unshaken by the chaos of life? Picture a woman so self-assured that she needs no spotlight to shine, no crowd to validate her worth. Now let me unveil a secret most people overlook. That woman likely spends a significant amount of time alone. Contrary to what society might suggest, solitude isn't a sad or lonely state. It's a deliberate choice. And when a woman chooses herself above external noise, she steps into a realm of personal power that few dare to enter. This is exactly what we'll explore today. Why a woman who always spends time alone is not only dangerous, but ultimately unstoppable. In this video, we're shaking off outdated labels that say alone equals lonely and reframing solitude as the missing key in every woman's journey to self-discovery. If you've ever felt pressured to be everywhere, do everything, and please everyone, prepare to discover how stepping back can be your greatest leap forward. By the end, you'll see that spending time alone isn't a weakness. It's the foundation for the most profound strength a woman can possess. Number 1. The myth of loneliness versus the reality of empowering solitude. Solitude has long been misunderstood. Many of us confuse it with loneliness, a painful sense of being disconnected from people and places we care about. But solitude is worlds apart from that grim picture. Instead, it's a choice to embrace your own company, to quietly tune in to your inner compass without the static of constant input. In modern culture, where women face relentless demands, career growth, family obligations, social expectations, the idea of retreating into silence can feel risky. And yet, it's through these moments of self-imposed quiet that a woman finds her true voice. Rather than isolation, solitude becomes a sanctuary for reflection. Here, you're free to release the roles you've been performing all day: daughter, sister, friend, partner, colleague, and just be you. No performance needed. With that shift in perspective, it's clear that solitude is less about being alone and more about cultivating a sense of wholeness. It's in these intentional pauses that women often see their goals, passions, and potential with brand new clarity. 2. Psychological and emotional benefits of spending time alone. When you regularly carve out pockets of intentional solitude, something remarkable happens to your emotional and psychological well-being. First, you learn to recognize your own patterns, what triggers you, what motivates you, and how you naturally react under stress. This is a crucial stepping stone toward emotional mastery. After all, how can you manage your emotions if you haven't taken time to study them? Furthermore, research in positive psychology suggests that planned, mindful solitude can actually boost your creativity and capacity for problem solving. When you unplug from other people's energies and opinions, you give your mind room to wander, explore, and innovate. You're no longer bound by groupthink or social pressures, so you can generate ideas that resonate with your authentic self. Even better, solitude offers a prime opportunity to practice self-compassion. In day-to-day life, it's all too easy to ignore our mental well-being. Spending time alone creates the space to check in. Are you exhausted? Overworked? Harboring unspoken resentment? Instead of pushing these feelings aside, solitude encourages you to confront them and find a way forward, on your own terms. 3. Breaking societal norms and embracing feminine power. One of the most profound shifts a woman can make is to abandon the belief that she must always be on, always entertaining, always responsive. Society teaches us that an outgoing, ever-available woman is likable, while a private, quietly confident one is suspicious or cold. But here's the truth. Breaking these unspoken rules is exactly what sets extraordinary women apart. By consciously retreating from the world, even briefly, you reclaim power that's been scattered across other people's agendas, opinions, and expectations. You declare that your life is first and foremost your own. Choosing solitude also disrupts the narrative that a woman's value is tied to her relationships, her partnership status, her social calendar, or the number of friends she has. We're bombarded by messages suggesting that if you're not out there networking, dating, or being socially active, you're missing out. In reality, taking a step back helps you come back stronger. You gain clarity on what genuinely matters and shed the superficial obligations that only drain your energy. From a modern feminist standpoint, this refusal to be defined by others is a potent form of resistance. It says, I am enough in my own presence. When you embody that philosophy, you become a woman guided by purpose, rather than external validation, a woman whose power cannot be easily tamed or misused. In a culture that often questions a woman's right to put herself first, solitude is a radical act of self-love. It's also a subtle form of boundary setting. When you decide to spend time alone, you silently communicate that your mental and emotional well-being are as important as anyone else's. You don't have to apologize for needing downtime. In fact, that downtime is precisely where you'll find the energy to excel. Embracing your own company lets you break free from the crowd's expectations, marking a pivotal step toward authentic independence. 4. Practical steps to harness the power of solitude. Knowing the benefits of solitude is one thing. Actually weaving it into your life is another. Start with small, deliberate changes. For instance, schedule power hours of silence each week. During these blocks, turn off notifications, shut your laptop, and let yourself be fully present. If you're new to this, it might feel uncomfortable at first. Stay with the discomfort. It's a sign you're stretching beyond your usual routine. Use this time to journal, reflect on your day, or simply breathe and observe your thoughts. Another practical tip is to integrate nature into your solitude. Going for a solitary walk in the park or sitting near a body of water can help you tap into a calmer state of mind. Research from environmental psychology shows that natural settings reduce stress hormones and improve cognitive function. Taking a quiet stroll without the pressure to socialize or check your phone fosters a sense of groundedness that's hard to replicate in a noisy environment. To make solitude truly transformative, bring intention to the process. If you have specific goals, like boosting self-confidence, finding clarity about a major life decision, or healing after a painful experience, use solitude as your workshop. Pose a question to yourself, then spend time in silence to let your subconscious churn through the possibilities. Jot down insights that surface. And don't forget to reward yourself. Once you complete a solitude session, treat it like an achievement, because it is. You're investing in your mental health and personal growth, which is at least as important as any social or professional engagement. 5. Addressing common pain points and controversies. Yet, for many women, the journey into solitude can feel fraught with obstacles. A pervasive worry is the fear of missing out on social gatherings, professional opportunities, or even the chance to meet a potential partner. But here's where a counterintuitive truth arises. By prioritizing purposeful alone time, you're not missing out on life. You're gaining the mental clarity to engage with it in a more meaningful way. Instead of scattering your energy in all directions, you consciously choose where to invest it. That shift in mindset turns social events or potential romantic connections into deliberate choices rather than reflexive obligations. Another common concern is the assumption that deliberate solitude somehow implies a rejection of relationships. Nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, learning to value your own company often enhances your ability to connect with others. When you're comfortable standing firmly on your own, you remove the unspoken pressure to perform in every social interaction. This fosters more authentic bonds because you're not seeking relationships out of loneliness. You're seeking them out of genuine curiosity and shared interest. Healthy connections thrive when they're chosen, not clung to as a lifeline. Controversy sometimes arises when a woman declares that she needs time away from the expectations of her partner, family, or friends. Those who rely on her availability may feel threatened, interpreting her solitude as a withdrawal of affection or loyalty. The truth, however, is that solitude replenishes what constant social engagement depletes. When you return from your solitary space, be it a weekend getaway or just an hour of quiet reflection, you're more prepared to love, support, and contribute. You're rejuvenated, not resentful. This can actually strengthen relationships, provided others are willing to respect your boundaries. We also can't ignore the cultural undertones that might frame a solitary woman as aloof or disinterested. Many societies, particularly in their portrayal of women, often celebrate extroversion and sociability. Choosing solitude runs counter to those norms, making it a quietly rebellious act that affirms you won't be confined by one-dimensional expectations. Rather than viewing this rebellion as problematic, see it as a marker of growth. an invitation to redefine what it means to be engaged, present, and socially vibrant on your own terms. Number 6. Leveraging solitude for professional and personal success. While much of this conversation has centered on emotional well-being, solitude has tangible benefits for career and personal achievements as well. When you invest time in solitary brainstorming, you free yourself from the groupthink that can stifle originality. Breakthroughs often occur when we're not inundated with others' ideas or agendas. Solitude carves out space for daydreaming, one of the most underestimated catalysts for creativity. This is particularly powerful for women striving to excel in competitive fields. Setting aside moments for reflection can illuminate strategies and solutions that might never surface in the noise of daily hustle. On a personal level, becoming adept at solitude also enriches your decision-making capabilities. When life presents a pivotal choice, maybe about relocating, leaving a job, or navigating a major relationship milestone, spending time alone can turn down the volume on others' opinions. Though advice from trusted friends and mentors has value, it's ultimately up to you to discern what aligns with your goals and values. Doing so in solitude ensures you're tapping into your own intuition rather than defaulting to external consensus. This heightened clarity and confidence spill over into how you carry yourself in all aspects of life. The more you practice solitude, the more you fine-tune your instincts, making you less susceptible to second-guessing. You learn to trust that even if you stumble, you're fully capable of picking yourself back up. That level of self-assuredness is magnetic. People gravitate toward those who walk through life with a steady sense of purpose. Ironically, your willingness to step away from the crowd can make you even more influential when you choose to engage with it. 7. The empowering dance between solitude and community. Of course, embracing solitude doesn't mean shutting the door on community. Instead, imagine solitude and community as partners in a graceful dance. Solitude teaches you to hold your own rhythm, while community adds harmony and depth. By first grounding in solitude, you approach social settings from a place of emotional abundance, ready to contribute and connect without losing yourself. The two are not at odds. They inform and enrich each other. Women who master this dance discover a profound freedom. They can enjoy friendships and romantic relationships without feeling defined by them. Their self-worth doesn't rise or fall with the number of social invitations they receive. Even in supportive communities, they can maintain an internal compass that points to their own true north. This balance is the pinnacle of independence. You participate in communal life out of genuine desire, not because you fear being alone. 8. Becoming dangerous in the best possible way. Ultimately, calling a solitary woman dangerous speaks to the sense of unpredictable power she radiates. She's tethered to no one's definition of who she should be. She shapes her identity from within, steering her destiny with confidence. This makes her a formidable presence, whether she's leading a team meeting, speaking her mind in a personal relationship, or simply taking up space in a world that often tries to shrink women down. So how do you step into this form of dangerous empowerment? First, you commit to honoring your own company. You schedule time for silence and reflection, no matter how packed your calendar appears. You push past the discomfort of not being perpetually available, choosing to build a reservoir of mental and emotional fuel that will serve both you and those you care about. You learn to set boundaries, even if it means someone else's expectations go unmet. Over time, you see solitude not as a luxury, but as an essential element of your personal ecosystem, a cornerstone of your overall well-being. When a woman harnesses the power of solitude, she becomes a force that cannot be easily swayed, silenced, or overlooked. Her voice carries weight because it is rooted in genuine self-knowledge. Her presence feels grounded because she doesn't scramble for external approval. And most importantly, her life reflects her highest aspirations, because she had the clarity and courage to follow her own path. Remember this: your solitude is an investment in the most important person you'll ever know, yourself. So embrace it, relish it, and watch as your world expands in ways you never imagined. That is the secret behind every woman who stands strong, stands apart, and stands unafraid to walk alone.